Oh, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Gungans, droids, and all you toilet paper wearing bounty hunters out there. Come on in. We got a lot to talk about. We are now in the 1 week release of the Punishing one, and I said I wanted to come back and talk about this once I had the experience of fighting 7-star Punishing ones. And let me tell you, I've been fighting them all the way up to Relic 9 Dangars. So if you're coming to find your wealth of knowledge to dominate the holo table, you've come to the right place. With the King of Triple B, God's Gift Mobile Gaming, the Director of Video Game Division, many other fancy titles. Folks, this thing is quite the menace at 7 stars compared to 3 stars. Wow, who would have thunk it? But that's what I said when we did our first initial testing and I was showing some early counters. I said, you know, take this with a grain of salt. These are 3-star Punishing ones. Now we're coming across 7-star Punishing ones in my Fleet Arena. And the other day, I had my first experience fighting a Relic 9 Dangar. Took it down with ease. So I want to kind of spread the knowledge with you guys. But the one thing I've been doing, I've been spending a lot of crystals, kind of investigating, studying the interaction of the Punishing one. I don't think there's anyone else who spent more crystals than I have on this over the past few days here. Here's the issue. As we're going to see, this is the big daddy problem. How do you handle a situation like this? If you want to be the best of the best, you need to know how to deal with something like this. Now, we're going to talk about that. There's some pros and cons of some of these counters. We're going to talk about how Negotiator could still work, at least in a 2-shot fashion. We could talk about, for example, the Executors, but there's problems with that as well. And then we're going to talk about some other things you guys might have questions about. But who knows? You might have a Grand Arena where you're going to have an opponent like mine I had the other day, where they kind of went a little easy on me. And that really changed the dynamic of how I can approach their defense with off-meta counters. So I'm thinking worst case scenario. Territories is not going to be a problem because you only need 2 fleets on defense, 2 fleets on offense, and it's not a big problem. Let's go ahead, have the conversation. So first few things. When you're going to be watching any sort of gameplay out there, making sure you got the right counters. Make sure the Executors, Relic 9, 6-dot mods, it drastically changes things because remember, Punishing one gives speed to the Executor, and if you're adding speed to a Relic 9 Executor, it's a lot better than a Relic 8 Executor because the speeds are going to be a little bit higher when it comes to the base speeds here. But let's go just show you, get straight to it. I want to talk about Negotiator first. For me, I want this to be my go-to. There's problems though, and as you can see, I've been doing some really funky stuff here where we're pulling out Anakin or pulling out Plo because I'm not going to waste your time. But with Anakin and Plo in the starting lineup up against 7-star Punishing ones, Anakin gets blitzed down too quickly. Punishing one outruns Plo. I can't get the taunt up. I was thinking maybe a Relic 9 Plo could do it, but I don't think the math was working out against Relic 9, 8 Dangars versus the Relic 9 Plo. So we have to kind of get a little bit crazier here. Let's talk about this. And I think with this Negotiator variant, don't get too excited about Rex. He's just there to die. Hate to say it. 5's also worked well in that Rex spot. At the minimum, I'm looking for a 2-shot opportunity, assuming my opponent places Leviathan, Executor, both on defense at the same exact time. As you can see, they're always going to go for Rex. I threw 5s in there. He also was dying pretty quickly. And this is what I want. Why let Anakin die? Why let Plo die? Let someone else that's not too important die. Rex is important in my heart, not in this battle particularly. But I guess that's important right there, right? I know he's always going to die. What a sad purpose in life, right? So here's what we're going to do now. Here's one thing I want to let you guys know. Now that Punishing one's faster, you don't got to worry about that death mark and swarm attacks. Now I can do my swarm attacks. We need to get Punishing one out. And if you can get Punishing one out, you're setting yourselves up for a 2-shot situation. And here we go. Sometimes I can just kill off Punishing one with the Marauder. Sometimes I need the Y-Wing to come in and get me the final blow. All right. So here's where the real problem is going to kick in. This is the stage that is very complicated. And if it's going to maybe need more time, but calling in the reinforcement is what's really going to change the battle. And I've been doing this so many times, I can tell you a few things. Assuming your opponent's got all bounty hunters into reinforcements, not just one reinforcement. If you bring out Ahsoka, they're bringing out Slave 1. If you bring out Plo, they're bringing out Houndstooth. And I've been trying to see which is better. I'm not sure. The problem is if I bring out Ahsoka, then, you know, Slave 1's just going to tear apart my Marauder. I'm going to mix it up. Let's do maybe Plo. Let's bring him out here and watch. They're going to bring out Houndstooth. I promise you. I promise you, in this situation, they're going to bring him out. So we're going to just throw the taunt over there because they're going to go for him anyways. They brought out Houndstooth. Like they know, all right, if they're going to bring out this reinforcement, we're going to bring out that reinforcement. So, all right, now we just got to try to survive as long as possible. Keep your Marauder healed up. There we go. Target himself. I've also noticed I think it's a bugged interaction where even when Dengar's dead, you can't stealth other allies. I'm going to see if maybe I can demonstrate to you guys later on here. Let's go ahead and just spam this. Let's go ahead and do some AoEs. All right. They didn't get many ability blocks. That's fine. We got another buff the spell coming next turn. Let them do their thing. Next reinforcement, we can bring in Anakin or Ahsoka, but at the very minimum, getting Punishing one out really sets you up for at least an easier cleanup. All right. So now we got a few options here that I can go on. I can do Ahsoka as a reinforcement. I could do Anakin as a reinforcement. Let's go bring out Anakin. Let's do Anakin this time. All right. Let's go do AoE. We got some nice buff minis, and good thing to know, we have a buff dispel coming soon, assuming they don't. Okay, we should be fine. Slave 1's coming out. That's fine. Anakin's gonna take a little bit of ability block. Just do a basic for right now. Let's go do a buff dispel over here. There we go. Yeah, I just don't want to deal with him. I just don't want to deal with Slave 1. Slave 1's kind of a nuisance for me personally. Let's see, you think they're going to call Houndstooth for assist? That's fine. Anakin's going to get in here. Nice big hits. Swarm attack. Oh, so close. So close. Finish the job. Bang, bang. You know, sometimes you just got to get a little weird. You got to get a little creative. And luckily, I'm both of those sometimes. All right. Now we're going to bring out, let's go. I can do a few things. I can bring out, I can bring out Clone Sergeant. I can bring out Ahsoka. You know, so if I bring out Clone Sergeant, I kind of have a tank that you have to hit, except, you know, Razor Crest can avoid him. If I bring out Ahsoka, I get a little bit more damage. You know what? I'm going to go Ahsoka here. Again, I'm trying to set myself up for the best cleanup scenario possible here. Come on, let's get rid of that Slave 1, please. Unfortunate. There we go. But you see, you know, okay, that's fine. Okay, I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with that. I might be able to still pull this off, but the fact of the matter is, I took out Houndstooth, I took out Slave 1, and more importantly, we took out, there we go. So, I think right now, Plo is the better reinforcement to call. If you guys don't mind, I want to roll this again just so you can see what it looks like with Ahsoka being the reinforcement again. I feel like I dumped like probably like $50 of crystals. Test this out the past 2 days here. So anyways, same lineup. I'm pretty sure this is the way I'm going to be rocking my negotiator, but we're going to show another option if you don't like this. And I get it. You might want something that's one shot. You don't got to worry about Leviathans. Okay, we're going to talk about that here in a moment. But Storm attack, again, Rex is dead. I like it. Okay. So same drill. We need to get that Punishing one dead fast. Send the Swarm attack. I kind of like that he's faster now, right? Then do basic. And then this should be the final kill. There you go. Sometimes, again, Marauder gets that one shot on the Punishing one, and then Y-Wing doesn't need to clean up. It doesn't matter. Either or is fine. Okay. So now I'm going to show you with Ahsoka. And I'm telling you, I put my crystal to work. They're going to call out Slave 1 now. We're going to bring this out. And again, this is assuming you're fighting the same exact starting lineup, same exact reinforcement pattern. We're going to now just do this. We're going to set this up. So the reason why you might want to bring out Ahsoka is because you want to dispel that critical immunity to counterattack, because yeah, this doesn't feel as good as the Plo reinforce as we're going to talk about here. All right, do that. So you're going to get counterattack. Yeah. Does that feel as good? No, that doesn't feel good to me. That does not feel good to me at all. So if I was in a high stakes Grand Arena situation, the win's on the line, I need a negotiator to one shot. The best opportunity for me is going to be the Plo Koon reinforcement. A little bit easier to deal with Houndstooth, in my opinion, than Slave 1. Slave 1 feels like the best starting reinforcement now with the Punishing one. So again, you can still set yourself up for a cleanup, but this is not nearly, okay, let's just play the whole thing. We're going to bring out Anakin. Yeah, just bring out Anakin here. We'll just roll the battle and get my full crystals worth of this here. Might as well, right? Get some buff unity here. Just see if I can try to get rid of this Slave 1 again. Just keep it in mind, we want to try to get ourselves a cleanup. All right, okay, so far we took out Punishing 1, we took out Slave 1. They're bringing out Houndstooth now. But again, you know, if I'm going to do this again, I think Plo's the better way of handling it. It's definitely messier than before. Don't get it twisted. But I think Negotiator can still get the job done. At the very minimum, 2-shot cleanup. Finalizer can get in there. All right, cool. Let's go talk about the next thing. So now, people seem to forget about this. The Executrix was kind of a counter to Executor. But why didn't we use it? Well, 2 reasons. Number 1, Thrawn was just better with the TIE Defender and the Scythe. Plain and simple. Furthermore, the other big issue that we're going to discuss here, the reason why, like, for example, it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like saying, oh, Finalizer beats Negotiator. And you'd be like, oh, wow, really? Because we don't really use it because there was better ways of handling it. But now there's been a lot of conversation about the Executrix. I can't remember. I think it was, oh my gosh. Put a little thumbnail here. I just kind of brought the conversation. Again, don't get mad at me. Some people are like, oh no, that guy didn't bring it up. It was someone else. Whatever the case might be, people are telling me they saw it from this person right here. A newer Galaxy Heroes guy in the block here. Again, not a new counter, but it's an old counter people forgot about because we never really used before. So again, if it wasn't that person, it was someone else. Don't get mad at me. Sometimes people like act like we got to find like the holy source of water and like the beginning of some like blessed river. It's like, I don't know where the source was. I just know these counters. But anyways, I just want to give a shout out to other Galaxy Heroes people. There's a lot of conversations going on. about this. So anyways, I didn't watch the video because this is kind of an old school counter, but why is this not good? It's good, but it's not good. It's good because I can one-shot this a little bit cleaner. The bad news is, well, this takes away what? My Chimera versus Leviathan. And as I said, keeping in mind the 3 deadly trio ship defense in Grand Arena, I don't like that. I need to have my Scythe counter Chimera if I don't have, or Scythe counter Leviathan, and I don't want to have to do that. But I'm going to show it nonetheless. I actually used this in Grand Arena today because luckily my opponent didn't put Leviathan on defense. So again, there's nothing really new, unique about this. Really, this is kind of, basically your typical lineup. Just instead of Chimera, you're going to throw in Executrix and 3-star punishing ones. I was able to beat it with the Chimera. I had no problems, but all of a sudden we get the 7-star punishing ones. It turned into a much bigger problem. So this is where Executrix feels a little bit better than Chimera now. So now when Chimera was the better thing before, it feels like Executrix is now as well. Okay, so again, there's really nothing new, high IQ about this. It's just bring this out because guess what? When you have Scythe with Executrix, well, you get a lot more spawnable units. TIE fighters to kind of direct the action. Next up, I would bring out TIE Defender again. This is kind of your usual run-of-the-mill type of experience you got here. But keep in mind, you can't really critically hit with the TIE Defender anymore. So instead, just stun, punishing one. We got the stun, beautiful, okay. We're just gonna keep working down that punishing one. Give me the buff dispel. Here we go. Unfortunately, unfortunately for them, not for me. We're gonna be okay here. Let's go ahead. Actually, I misplayed a little bit. There's a better thing I would have done here. In a little bit, I'll explain it. Let's go get rid of you. Yeah, what I would have done is I would have ability blocked that a little bit earlier. We're just gonna do that for right now. Yeah, let me just again get the bad juju out, then I'll talk about it again in a second. There we go. We're still doing okay. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do some of this here. Give me some. Yeah, just come on. Top us off here. Nicely done. And Punish One basically did nothing in that lineup. So again, not new, but it's a lot cleaner. A lot cleaner than Chimera. So here's your option. I think this is probably gonna be the go-to for Fleet Arena. I think this is gonna be the go-to for Territory Wars when you only have 2 fleets on defense, 2 on offense. But then again, the problem is dealing with the Leviathan. We're going to win the rest. This is, yeah, pretty easy peasy lemon squeezy. But the reason why we like Chimera before, because Chimera could insta-kill. It was nice, getting the insta-kills out there, getting rid of Houndstooth, but nonetheless, easy money. So now let's go talk about the problem with the Executrix. That takes away my counters to Leviathan. And that for me is no bueno. Well, okay. Let's say you want to use Executrix for the punishing one. Okay, respectful, I understand. If you're assuming you don't have any meta fleets, again, people kind of forgot about this. I showed this, when we first got the Marauder, you could technically have a decent chance, at least again, 2 shots potentially on the Leviathan with the Negotiator. Let me remind you guys, again, fleets, there's only so many counters. There's not really like too much like creativity when it comes to fleets, but it's more just remembering older things out there. Like, did you guys forget that Home 1 could counter some Executor lineups? I know, we kind of forgot about it because, well, Profundity kind of took over things here. But anyways, here's the lineup. Again, really weird. Ahsoka, what the heck's going on here? Well, you're going to find out in a moment, my friends. Let's go ahead, send this on in, and I'd rather do Negotiator versus Punishing One rather than do Negotiator versus this. But nonetheless, let me just show you guys what this looks like here. So again, big explosive opening plays. Let's go get some buff immunity. We got the buff immunity on, beautiful. Now we're gonna go ahead and put Anakin under stealth, so that way we do not get the isolate on anyone else but Ahsoka. So we're gonna go ahead and start working over on that. Oh, and I gotta show you, I think there's a bug with the Punishing One. I was not able to get stealth even when Punishing One was defeated, and it doesn't say like it persists through defeat, I believe. Anyways, we're gonna swarm it. There we go, and Sith Assassin is dead. Goodbye. Now they're gonna come in, they're gonna isolate Ahsoka. That's why we like starting off with this lineup here. Okay, let's go ahead and now do a basic. Nicely done. Okay, all right. We're just gonna keep doing, just do the AoE, why not? Give me the AoE. There we go. Let's see. All right. Does Ahsoka do some basics? All right, now we're gonna go ahead. Boy, it's been a minute since I ran this again. We get kind of into a rhythm with fleets. Like, oh, was it Plo? I'm pretty sure it was Plo as my next reinforcement. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring Plo up. Pretty sure it was Plo. Pretty sure it was. And then let's go ahead and, oh boy, yeah, I'm a little, I think, yeah, we made Plo taunt. That's what it was. Yeah, Plo gets the taunt now. All right, there we go. They're bringing that out. Ahsoka's gonna go down soon. Let's keep working down this thing. All right. That's fine. Look at that. He's hanging in strong. We lost Ahsoka. Unending loyalty. Take one down. Pass it around. All right, who's going to get in here? All right, no more reinforced. Well, I mean, I could get more reinforced, but generally, I don't really get many opportunities to get another reinforcement in here. All right, let's get that buff mini back. But we got the kill, though. But as you can see, you could try to get a two-shot here. This isn't bad. You get in there, you get work done. It's just... Executor felt a lot better for Negotiator. Go ahead, give me some crit immunity on that Anakin. Nicely done. All right, Plo he's getting beaten up over there. He's a trooper, my friends. Let's go. Nice little basic. Here they go. All right, now everyone's kind of chilling on their stealth right now. They're still working on that Plo. Nicely done. Nicely done. Okay. You know what? Yeah, let's go do AoE. Why not? All right, got the little AoE action. That's fine. He could eat up those hits. Oh boy, we can do a few things, man. I could do. You know what? I just want to go for the swarm. Yeah, I can't bring it in and reinforce it really anyway. So just keep running with this. All right, let's go ahead and let's just keep that taunt on him. And come on, can I finish this off here? Of course I can. Of course I can. So I know we're talking more about punishing one, but hopefully understand why I've been kind of running the analysis that I have. So the good news is Negotiator is still going to be useful in one capacity or the other. Whether, again, your ship's likely to get taken over, but you've already taken out a grand majority of the fleet. Took out the Sith Assass, took out the Bomber, took out the Fury class Interceptor. All right, worst case scenario, we got to do a cleanup of some sort. But again, I think Negotiator, I would ideally like to keep that on the punishing one, and then I would ideally like to keep my Scythe for Chimera against Leviathan. Is basically the analyses that I've been kind of rocking myself, and there you go. Awesome. Then you got to deal with this stupid thing. I don't want to waste our time on that. But all right, that's kind of what I'm seeing. And you might be asking, all right, what about the Finalizer? Finalizer feels to be exponentially more difficult. I mean, if you are going to use Finalizer, basically the moral of the story is, again, you kind of got to rethink things a little bit. I kind of had to rethink the Negotiator lineup. I mean, I guess the Finalizer is not really rethinking because there's two variants. You either had the triple, you have the starting attackers, but no TIE Echelon. You do not want to start up a TIE Echelon because the punishing one's going to steal the stealth, and it becomes a lot more complicated. So instead, you go with the starting lineup with the special forces and all these guys right here. And if you want, here, let's go ahead and bring in a cart for a reinforcement. Take this guy out. We don't really need him. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be... For me, I think I'm gonna let my Negotiator try to get the one shot. If it drops, okay, that's fine. I'm probably getting majority of the folks out, and then I can bring in Finalizer for probably a decent cleanup afterwards. But let's just show you. So here's the biggest problem that you're gonna run in with this. The biggest problem is it's basically the same with 3 stars versus 7-star punishment one. The biggest issue you're gonna have, who are they gonna swarm down? And that's the best case scenario. 33% chance you're going to get the right thing, but there's also a 66% chance they're going to swarm down your Finalizer, swarm down the command shuttle, and you're in trouble, and you better make it double. And of course, he missed the kill. That is very unfortunate. And I think the problem is at 7 stars or 3 stars, this was a lot easier to take out. At 7 stars, especially when you're going to go to Relic 5, 6, 7, 8, and people are taking it to 9, like my opponent last Great Arena, things get a little bit more complicated. So again, I would personally not want to do that. I want to show you guys one more quick thing here, just to keep in mind. I think there might be a bug in regards to this because I'm reading through the sneak ability. Nothing says in this clause that this persists through death. So I've been noticing, like, once I take out punishing one, I can't put someone under stealth anymore. Like, I can get Marauder under stealth, but I can't put Anakin under stealth. I can't put Ahsoka under stealth. So I just want to put that out there. If you are going to be doing this, it seems like something's a bit bugged. I wouldn't be surprised if it was bugged. I mean, what am I saying? This game is the most bug-proof game out of all games in history. And we're not going to shoot for the win here. I just kind of want to show you the interactions. So again, we're going to bring out you. We're gonna bring out you, and then bring out him, and then yeah, whatever else we want. Bring out Clone Sarge, sure. All right, so I just want to show you the quick stealth issue that I'm seeing. So again, we're gonna just show you the opening play, get yourself set up for a 2-shot, and then we'll kind of move from there. Okay? All right, so here we go. They're gonna get out there. They're gonna swarm down to Rex. Did his job, right? You kind of control the opening play a bit more. Sometimes you got to sacrifice someone to get that ideal opening play here. All right, gonna do a basic here, and as I said, sometimes you'll get the 1-tap there. Nicely done, but it doesn't matter because Y-Wing's gonna buff the spell anyways. All right, And now they're gonna start prioritizing, you know, Marauder. As you see now, it's like, again, it feels like someone's actually playing on the other side here. So again, remember, I would prefer Plo as the starting reinforcement, to make it clear. But you know what? Here's what we do. Let me just do this. I'll bring out Plo. They're gonna bring out Houndstooth, and then we're gonna go ahead and throw down. Yeah, what was it? Throw down this taunt over there, right? There we go. They're gonna bring out Houndstooth. I'm telling you, people. I know this fleet like the back of my hand now. So in a moment, I just want to show you guys. All right. So normally, I'm just for strategic purposes target Marauder. Target Marauder with this because you're gonna get a nice big boost of health and protection. But I want to just show you. I think something's kind of bugged. It should be stealthing a tank ally, but I don't have a soak out here right now, unfortunately. All right, well, yeah, this is maybe I should hold off on it. All right, whatever. Yeah, but as you can see, you know, there might be a little bit of an issue going on there, right? Hold on, let me go back and double check. Let me go back. Is Plo a tank? I think Plo's a tank, right? He should be a tank. Where's Plo? Plo, you're a tank, right? No, he's support. So there we go. I was right. So for whatever reason, you saw that I got the breach on myself. So it's like the punishing one's unique ability is still active, and I don't see anything that says this persists through defeat. So something seems a little off. It's like when you kill off Treya, the unique ability shouldn't work anymore. Or if it's like Bane, it says it should work through defeat, but it doesn't. I had to bring that up. But nonetheless, funny lineup. Hope this helps you guys out. You got a few ops out there. Executors, it's got its problems. It's an old counter that there's a reason why we didn't really use it, but now it's kind of a little bit more important than before over Chimera. But if you tried to save your sight for the Chimera and the Leviathan, you got an option. Or you can maybe get Negotiator to 1-2 shot that Leviathan as well. So a lot of stuff I'm throwing your way today, folks. But at the end of the day, all I'm trying to do is making sure your gameplay is at the peak. Making sure you're on top of the heat, baby, because when you're coming here, you know you're gonna have a good time, number one. And number two, the most important thing that we like to talk about is that, well, what do we like to say? Oh, that's right. It's great to be in the Empire today.